Welcome to a new video in my home automation series. I found something on AliExpress, and AliExpress was kind enough to sponsor this product, and I thought I'm going to buy it so you don't have to, put your money into it before you do the review, because I have seen these background sort of like audio player and also night light and aroma diffusers on TikTok. It came up in a couple of videos, and it looked really nice, and I thought that this is something that I would like and I would use. But I'm always wary, like, in a short video you can present something to be really nice and functioning and well built and everything, but in reality it is usually different. And I think actually it is the same with this product as well, because I was quite happy when I received it, because just by looking at it, it's well built, it looks nice, it looks like a decent product. And I even tested some of the functions. I was like, yeah, this is like very decent. This diffuser also has an additional LED light where you can, it illuminates, like it feels like a flame, and that's a really good effect. It's very nicely executed. But then this background sound thing that's the real letdown of this machine, because the only reason I don't like it, because they are using very relatively short samples for each of these different effects, and at the end it just doesn't feel natural, because you can tell that it's a short sample which is on the loop, and in some cases it just becomes a little bit annoying after some time. And this is not what this product is designed for. Well, maybe it's designed for, or maybe I have different expectations in mind. But anyway, let me include you a short tip where I'm going to show you how it works, and you can hear the sounds and everything. And I'm going to come back to and talk about the features and the things that I don't really like, but then there is a lot of things that I do like about this product. Okay, I'm hoping that this video was able to give a justice of what this product can do and what this product cannot do. So first of all, let me just talk through the main features. So it basically has three different features. It has a light at the bottom, which acts as a night light. Like if you're using it on a nightstand to help you to go to sleep, you can use it as a night light. And actually there is a button here and you can control that in three different settings. So three different brightness levels. On the top there is an aroma diffuser, or just basically just like a cold mister. You can use it as just to create some water mist for visual effects, or to increase the humidity in your room. And you can remove this top lid and you can put some water in here. Well, into this compartment, and this contraption here that contains the orange light, which gives this really nice like flame effect, and actually it looks really good to the naked eye. So that part of the this product is executed brilliantly. It works great. The only thing that I would add to this diffuser, it has a max setting here, so it shows you how much you can fill it up. But based on the reviews and based on my experience as well, it's better if you only fill it sort of like halfway, because then if it's full of water, it makes it different for the diffuser or this atomizer to create the mist, and it's just not going to look nice. So I always use a little bit less water, and up until now I only use water, but of course you can put like essential oils or these aromatic oils, a couple of drops, and it's going to create this scented not fumes, but this vapor as well. So that's the second function. And the third function I was, to be honest, more interested is this background sound effect. And that is the part which I think is the letdown of this product. So first of all, you have these individual volume buttons where you can control the individual sounds. You have a master sound and you have a very small speaker here. And I thought that they are going to cheap out on the speakers and the the sound or the speaker part of it, and actually they did. But for most of the functions it's not really a problem, because most of the effects are in sort of like in high, like a mid and high frequency ranges, and this small speaker does a really good job representing those sounds. Unless you crank the volumes all the way up, then you can hear that it's getting distorted because it's overdriving the speaker. But if you want, I mean, normally you would use this as a background, sort of like ambient music or ambient sound, and you don't want that to be loud anyway. So I think that design and how they engineered it is actually, it's really good. Probably the only thing is this thunder, which obviously naturally it would have some heavy basses, which this cannot reproduce. But even the sound sample that they have selected here, it sounds good. You can definitely tell that it's it's supposed to be a thunder, and you can hear it more feels like there is like a storm coming or a storm leaving, and you can still hear some thunders and that thundery sounds in the background. So that works. And obviously the real letdown of this function is that they are using very, very short samples for each of these. And as I said in the intro as well, it's nice sound, it's good, but then it just feels a little bit repetitive after you are listening it for like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So if you're using it for like a shorter period, it's fine. But if you plan to use it, let's say maybe in an office, in a commercial building, or somewhere where you have just, I don't know, you want to have some ambience, then if somebody's sitting there for a longer period of time, I think it's not going to be pleasant. At least that's my impression. So let me go through the various sounds. So the first one is birds chirping. So it's bird sounds. It's, again, I have checked this, and it's a 20-second sample, which is being looped continuously. There is no delay between the actual loops, so it's basically a 20-second audio which just keeps looping. I mean, even if they have added some delay between the restarts, that would have been better. Also, it's like a single bird, so it's like you know, the sound of the same bird. So again, that's one more reason it feels natural. And the reason I'm annoyed all about this sample stuff and, you know, the short audio clip, because we are now told that memory costs next to nothing. So probably would have been sort of like the same price for them to look for a longer sample and then store it into the memory, just use a little bit more memory in this, and it would have been, you know, virtually the same price, or maybe just a little bit more expensive, but then it would be like a really good product in my view. So the next one is frogs. Yeah, again, frog sample is around about 20 seconds. I'm going to include a clip so you can see it, because I've taken some audio recordings so you can actually see the, you know, how it loops, because the you know, the patterns are just repeating. So the next one is like a creak, and actually this is a sample where you can't really tell that it's being looped around, because anyway, I think it, you know, it works fine for a shorter sample, and the same with the fire cracking. And so I like to use these two because it's fine. So what I tend to use if I use this is I usually just have these, and then maybe just a small amount of frogs, so I can just hear it, and then it's not really that noticeable that it's just a short loop. So that's the creak, that's the fire. So the next one is like an ocean sound, and then it also have some seagulls mixed in, which again, the ocean sound is a slightly longer loop, but it's still a noticeable loop. And the fact that you can hear the seagulls all the time, it's just not natural for me, because even if you have a lot of seagulls, they don't, you know, chirp all the time. Maybe they do from time to time, but not continuously. That again just adds to the fact that it's a short loop and annoying. The next one is this bowl which makes a sound, and it's just one sound which again keeps coming back every 5-10 seconds. You know, it's like a calming, soothing sound. That's fine. The next one is the thunder, and as I said, it's like a sound of some thunders in the distance and winds, and also some you know, that sort of like rough weather sounds, and that also works fine. And as I said, it's not really apparent that it doesn't have enough bass in it. It looks like that this thunder also have some like wolf sounds as well, which I don't understand why it has. And the last one is this atmospheric music, which maybe if you are, I don't know, maybe if somebody does yoga or meditation, that it you know, it's helpful. I haven't tested this one, but I would assume that all the other sounds are around like, you know, 20-25 seconds long loops. So probably that would be around the same as well. And actually, let me cut you into my desktop, and you can actually see I've only taken a couple of samples. So this is the sample of the birds, and I mean, you can see the pattern here. And so this is that's one sample which is being looped, and it's from 12 seconds to 32 seconds. So that's 20 seconds long. This is the one with the frogs, and you can hear that there is well, again, you can see the pattern here. So if I highlight one loop, it's again from 4 seconds to 24 seconds. So it's around 20 seconds long. And this is the ocean. Again, you can see these patterns repeating all the time. If I highlight, this tends to be, well, this happens to be a little bit longer. So 11 seconds to 24 seconds. So this clip is about 28 seconds or 27 seconds longer, which again keeps repeating all the time. So, you know, that's the bit which is a bit of a letdown for me. And besides all the functions that I mentioned already, we have one button where you can create set up a timer, so you can have this to automatically turn off after half an hour, 1 hour, or 2 hours. And you also have a button which turns it into a Bluetooth remote. But again, because the speakers are very simple and small, and I would say that designed for these mid and high ranges, I would just ignore the fact that it is a Bluetooth speaker as well, because it's not going to be a good quality anyway, so probably you shouldn't be really using it as a Bluetooth speaker. And I think that pretty much concludes the review of this device and all the functions that it can do. I was really looking forward to this. Maybe I was expecting a little bit more, but again, in my view, with just a little bit more effort on the sample size, this could have been a good product, because I think physically it looks good. The the diffuser, that sort of functionality is designed very well, but yeah, that the sounds is not really up to the mark, and this is why I'm really hesitant to recommend this product, because I don't want you to feel the same way that yeah, the sounds are sort of like working, this customizability is really nice, the sliders are very easy to use, but at the end you won't just not use it as much as you thought, because the quality is just not there. But anyway, I'm going to leave purchasing links to this product in the video description, but I think that's going to be all for today. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.